Sir, Eugene Summers rated me carrying the ball. Everyone else is beloved.
I'm gonna call Mom. How are you doing?
I know this is serious, but I keep cracking up. You should hear Walter trying to be Scott at the table.
Ain't fun, yes, sir.
I know it's terrible. Why do I laugh? If I had time, I'd lay down and listen to myself.
Oh, no, it's ourselves. Take it out, scale, sir, get down here. We got a case of what do you call it?
Extortion.
Extortion. That's taking money under false pretenses except no breaking any yet. Come on. Come on. Thanks, Iris.
Above your head.
I'll hit you on the back. No, I'm all right. Just leave me alone a minute.
Walter, are you okay?
I'm dying.
You choked on my dessert.
You can't choke on apricots.
Well, then what happened?
Oh, well, I couldn't wear my glasses, and so I put salad dressing in my coffee. And that's just a topper. Why did you serve me saltines and milk?
That's what Iris said Scott ordered. I don't know. Maybe he has an ulcer.
I can't do it. I can't go on being Scott. No one will talk to me about the kidnapping because they don't think there was one. Well, I promised I'd stay until I said, "How do you do?" to Scott. So, how do you do? Now, let's go.
Oh, but there is a criminal at large, and it is your duty.
It is not my duty.
Oh, they're finishing up coffee time. I better get out of here. Keep here, Dr. Baxter.
You can't give up now, or Scott will always hang over your head.
But what am I supposed to do? Edith keeps saying she wants to talk to me, but Jean keeps saying she wants to talk to me. Everyone wants to talk to me, and I don't know the answers.
I'll stay close by, please, Walter.
Have you recovered, Scott? Well, have you?
I'm fine now.
Oh, good. Listen, could you clear up later, dear? I need to speak with Mr. Pilling.
Ah, yeah, just finished.
Scott, I've been trying to talk to you all night.
No.
I'm expecting a very important phone call, and it may change everything.
Scott! Are you feeling better?
Yes, I'm fine now. Saltines and milk.
Are you really on a diet?
Saltines, yes, full of riboflavin.
Discussing bandages.
Bandages? What bandages?
The ones on my face?
They're so small I can hardly see them.
What are you talking about? I am wrapped up like Boris Karloff on the mummy. I can't eat anything on set that doesn't come through a straw.
I don't know what to say.
I'm sure everyone that watches Footsteps to Happiness would like to see the bandages on the 19's face.
Yes, there speaks an audience member.
Yes, those bandages. Soon, very soon now, Eugene.
When we are 5 days ahead of schedule, I feel like an ad. For the record, did you see something?
I got some eyes.
Thank you. Sit him right over there. I thought you would leave after you finished the survey.
No, she's staying to do the dishes. Aren't you, Kyle?
Yeah.
I like the way that one keeps popping in and out. She's so attentive.
You know, I had a Swiss barometer like that once. Well, I really do need to dash and study that very important phone. Thank you for dinner, Edith. It was most unusual. Scott, perhaps you will walk me home.
He can't do that.
And why not?
Wander out there by himself? Suppose that call was for real and someone's trying to kidnap him. We wouldn't want that.
No, we certainly would not want that. You take her down the garden path, Peter.
Oh, but I'm going to be so lonely and frightened down there all alone all night. Perhaps you'll come visit me, Scott?
Come along, Eugene. Watch your step.
Why is it so dark out here?
Because of this night. I have a flashlight.
She's so much older than he is.
Not according to her.
Are you jealous of Pidgey?
Why am I turning green around the edges like an old bracelet?
Oh, I think I'll go get some air.
Scott, we just decided you wouldn't go out there alone.
Oh, yes, that's right. Then time for a shower.
Did you want to go to bed this early?
No, I don't want to go to bed. I'm actually very wide awake.
Since Kyle brought in the ice, can I have a drink?
Yes, of course. What will you have?
The usual.
The usual?
Yeah, and fast, please.
You want the usual and fast, please. Then let's get that for you.
Do you suppose that phone call was a prank earlier?
But who would dislike me enough to do that?
Everyone we know.
Just to worry me that someone's after me?
Ugh, maybe it was Pagine. No, she wouldn't demand ransom. She would just ask for the bandages to come off so every woman in America could be jealous of her uplifted face.
She really had a facelift?
Her skin has more tucks than a parachute.
Edith, we have to face something.
Well, that's what I have been trying to tell you.
Yes, you drink the usual too often, so here's a surprise.
Well, if I like what I drink, why can't I drink it?
Because variety is the spice of life.
Aren't you having one?
No, I'm gonna go upstairs and do my exercises.
What exercises?
I started to do 20 push-ups every night before bed.
You will do no such thing. You'll have a coronary.
Yes, I probably would.
What has gotten into you tonight? You were acting very odd.
Saltines and milk.
All this fuss about a drink and then you go and bring me the usual.
That is the usual?
You know it is.
I was testing you.
Would you sit down? It's making me nervous.
What should we do now? Want to play dominoes?
Dominoes?
Checkers? Chess? No, I don't play chess.
Yes, you do.
Yes, I do.
I want to talk to you.
Why does everyone always say they want to talk to you when that's exactly what they're doing?
I can't drag scenes out the way you do on the soap. I must be blunt and direct.
Must you?
We should get a divorce.
That certainly is blunt.
Sorry, darling. I can't go on any longer with things the way that they are. Especially with what happened today.
What specifically?
Well, the money for one thing, and then you disinheriting Peter.
I am?
That's what he said.
Then I am.
I don't understand you anymore.
Are you saying you're not happy?
Ever since your show topped the Nielsen ratings, I can't find my husband.
Here I am.
You're not Scott.
You know?
Not the Scott I met at Northwestern. We lost him somewhere along the way. If I want to find the real Scott Pilbeam, I have to shove through all the characters in Meadow Lakes. You're lost inside yourself, and I'm not pushy enough to find you.
So you're saying we're not happy?
If you would take the time to look around, you would see we're miserable.
We're not happy?
What? You're smiling?
Oh, I can't believe it. I thought we were ecstatic. I had everything. Why, awards, money. Oh, and you're saying we're not happy.
I didn't say you weren't happy. I said we aren't happy as a combination.
Tomorrow. Let's talk about this tomorrow. I'll be the old Scott again.
We're finally having a face-to-face conversation. I will not be put off again.
Ice. More ice. We both need another drink.
I haven't finished this one. And she must have put more than 4 cubes in the bucket.
No, she's conserving water.
Scott, that is a fruit bowl.
Oh, so it is. Ice bucket. Ice. I can't believe it. The Pilbeams are unhappy. Kyle.
I wonder if he's been smoking something unusual.
Well, if Salome had studied under Pagine, she wouldn't have needed all those days.
Were you offered something on a silver platter?
No, everything on the woodland path. She does want those bandages off, though.
Yes, indeed. Peter, do you think your father is acting peculiar tonight? I mean, more than normal.
Tonight? I would think it was the fake ransom call, but he's been more than peculiar all day.
Maybe it's his guilt over Pajine.
Yeah, her being here does stretch coincidence to a strange encounter of the fourth kind. Where is he?
To go get more ice, which we don't need. See? Peculiar. Do you think he's having a nervous breakdown?
Well, if he is, I don't blame him. He's so wound up working on a show, he hardly thinks about anything else. The whole time he was disinheriting me today, he hardly looked up from his work.
And now with the award, he'll feel an even heavier pressure.
Wait a minute, look at this.
Peter, don't read people's letters here.
Yeah, it's not a letter, it's his notes on his plot line. I don't give a damn. I have no feelings either way. Do you know what this is?
Sample dialogue?
It's what I said to him this afternoon when he disinherited me. A biological father, not a storybook one. My God! It's verbatim. He's using me, Mother. His own son.
We have to try to understand. It's just his way of working.
Did you understand all those times that he used you?
No, I didn't, and I regretted it afterwards. But Peter, you have that look on your face that you get when you're going to explode. It scares me. What are you going to do?
I don't know. Something. I'll use him. That's what I'll do. That's what we'll do. Let's tell him the most monstrous thing and see how we react.
I don't think this is wise. What monstrous thing?
I don't know. Yes, I got it.
What is it?
I'm gonna wind him up and then. Bingo!
Here we are. Nice, fresh, square cubes of ice. Oh, how do you do? Would you care for a drink?
Why so familiar? We're just family.
Oh, Peter! Splash some water in my eyes getting the ice out. Of course it's you. My own son, Peter.
Peculiar.
Did you know your mother and I are unhappy?
I did.
Is everyone happy?
It hasn't been on Face the Nation.
She wants a divorce. Do you want a drink?
No to the drink, and I don't blame her for the divorce.
Why do you side with her?
Are you having an affair with Pajine Summers?
Peter, is none of your business.
Oh, no. I am certainly not. Someone may be having an affair with Pajine Summers, but not me.
You swear you're not having an affair with anyone.
Oh, well, now you've rephrased the question. You're broadening the field.
Then who are you having an affair with?
The maid in there, Kyle. I love her quite madly.
Okay, will you be serious for once in your life?
You wouldn't know seriousness if you heard it.
My verbs are wrong. Do you deny that you're going to have an affair with Pajine?
I'm quite sure I'm not.
Quite? So you're thinking about it?
Oh, now I am.
You expect to play around while mother stays at home and puts up a good front?
I am not criticizing your mother's front.
Nobody ever has.
It's time you learn the truth.
Peter,
I promised mother I'd never say this, but
Oh, don't break your promise. It's a sign of weakness.
I'm a bastard!
I can see that.
I mean, I really am!
I believe you.
I'm a real dictionary word bastard! My parents were never married. At least, not to each other! You're not my father!
Oh
house, but
Oh,
they
how do you have a house from north to south, or does she get the first floor and I get the basement?
I'll start with the attaché case upstairs.
You want half an attaché case?
I'll take half of what's in it.
The morning. Let's talk about this in the morning.
What's in the attaché case?
Well, Peter, I didn't want to make you any angrier than you already are, but I want to see your face when you open it. Come along.
What are you up to?
You'll be surprised. And I'll be surprised too. Kyle! Kyle! Gee, are you sleepwalking or is that your usual hiking outfit?
I'm hiding out there behind a wall with all sorts of things crawling along the bottom of it.
Well, you should have worn wading boots.
My call came, and now I simply must know Nadine's future. Let's go down to my place for a script conference.
But we have a typewriter right here.
Oh, but I can be so much more persuasive. My place with a drink in front of the fire.
Isn't it a little bit warm for a fire?
We don't have to look at it.
Oh, Pidgey, you better go. I have a feeling Edith and Peter are coming back with some bad news.
Oh, what's happened?
I don't know, but odds are it's not good.
Okay, I'll go. Promise you'll come down when I've gone to bed.
I promise.
Okay, I'll be waiting, darling.
I think you just lit the fire.
Mr. Bill, babe.
For God's sake.
I just saw that actress lady leaving here.
She wants to ask me something down at her place.
We'll say yes and tell me the details later.
Share
I ain't so old.
What's going on here? A summit conference? Where is everyone?
I don't have much time, but oh God, I know Scott is a rat. Not only does Edith want a divorce because he's having an affair with Regine Summers, but he's disinheriting Peter, who's a bastard.
Oh, what's your language? It's New England.
I think Peter's very nice.
Oh no, he's a real bastard. But Scott isn't his father. Oh, the things I'm finding out.
You see, you've been jealous all these years for nothing.
I'm starting to have a good time.
Gonna have a better one day with that actress.
I'm gonna kill him!
I think he means me.
I'm going to kill Scott Pilbeam!
He does.
Peter, come back here.
They're coming.
Yeah, I better get out of here. Will you get that actress on around before you start fooling around?
I think I'll make more coffee. It's going to be a long night.
What is the meaning of this? You do not get it is yours?
Well, how can I? They're my initials. I always resented the middle name Allen. It makes S-A-P.
What do you have to say about this?
Oh, well, thank you for returning
Oh,
it.
no. Half this goes to Mother.
Would you like the half with or without the handles?
You were going to without even consulting Mother.
Well, I don't tell her everywhere I take my active shake. Edith, you are perfectly entitled to have.
That's better.
Oh, this fuss over an author's papers. Oh, you'd think they were Shakespeare's. Let's see here. Oh. Let's see. So some for you, and some for me.
The same denominations, please.
Denomination. So this is. It is. Oh my God. I had forgotten I had all that in there.
You forgot that you had $500,000?
No wonder I couldn't balance the checkbook.
You were going to meet with Regine and run off with the money.
Oh, with this money, I wouldn't have to run off. I could take the Concorde.
I'm taking this upstairs to count out half, which I shall give to Mother. Then I'm going to bed with 2 sectionals. In the morning, I'm calling the company lawyers, and everything that you have will be impounded until the divorce is settled. Come along, Mother.
Scott, I didn't mean for Peter to get so angry.
Mother, upstairs!
Peter, you're so forceful. You must get it from your father, whoever he is.
I think it's time for me to tell you the truth.
I wouldn't know the truth if I heard it. I'm in advertising!
$100,000. This is becoming a federal case. Sheriff! Sheriff Guilty!
Coffee. These coffees. Just crazy. It's happening so fast. There's no coffee. I'll just drink liquid plumber.
Oh, thank God it's a room and not a mausoleum. I was afraid I was in a coffin. Let's see. The last thing I remember was standing over there and announcing I'd been kidnapped when... let me
If you
think.
want coffee, it's on the stove.
Oh, Edith, aren't you happy I'm not kidnapped?
It would have complicated things. Ask Kyle to get you coffee.
Her name is Iris.
That was the first one, remember?
No, Edith, where have I been? I just woke up.
It's a little late to wake up. Peter is upstairs dividing the money. He just passed $5,000.
From my attaché case?
You know, I was very hurt by what you said earlier, but now I understand. It was just a human reaction, and I want you to know it'll be an amicable divorce.
Divorce? Edith, what are you talking about?
Walter! Walter!
Scott, come back. Don't bother Peter while he's counting. Poor dear. Who will believe this when I write it up for the AMA?
Where is that sheriff? The only thing out there is a candle in Pachine's window.
Will you get out of here? Now I have to start all over again.
Please go, Scott.
Scott? But I'm right here and he's in there. Isn't he? Oh,
Go downstairs and have a drink.
he's up there. Oh, dear. But he knows he's dead. Oh, the hell is that?
Get out of here!
Please, dear.
I'm through. It's his character. Let him be stuck with it.
Bill, were you calling me? Mr. Bill.
Jack, where's Walter?
Isn't he with you?
No. Scott, go. I will be down as soon as Peter finishes counting.
Out to you, quick!
Come on.
Not now!
Oh, for God's sake. I should have left the money to crumble into compost in a safe deposit box.
I have given up waiting for you. The mountain has come to Mohammed.
Pachine, are you sleepwalking, or is that your usual hiking outfit?
You said that once before, and it wasn't funny then, so it doesn't bear repeating now.
I never said that before.
Darling, I don't have time to argue, and I don't have time to wait any longer. Where have you been?
Out. Far out.
I have the most exciting news.
They discovered Atlantis?
No, darling, me. They discovered me.
Who has? Masters and Johnson?
No, the coast. What was that call I was telling you about?
You never mentioned any call.
Scott. I stood right there and said I was expecting a very important phone call that may change everything.
The last thing you said was you were going down to unpack.
You haven't paid any attention to me all day, and if you don't pay attention to me now, you won't know about my call from CBS.
CBS?
They want me for a series. Prime time, darling.
But you can't leave. You have a contract.
Oh, that little piece of paper doesn't mean anything.
Our lawyers are rather fond of it.
Scott, this is for the title role in Parachute Woman. I'll play a crime fighter who will dive into the most unusual places.
You would really leave the soap for that?
Well, it will make me a star.
I've made you a star already.
Yes, but only in the daytime.
Aren't you mobbed everywhere you go?
Oh, yes, but they call me Nadine. No one knows who Eugene Summers is.
Don't you have a car and a driver and a damn good salary?
Yes, but I want residuals.
Oh, that's a low blow, Pidgey.
Do soaps ever get repeated? No. But look at Lucille Ball and Mary Tyler Moore. They haven't worked in ages and they have a fortune coming in from residuals.
But I built footsteps to happiness around you. Pidgey, you're the one the viewers tune in to watch.
Oh, well, I know that. But I didn't think that you did.
Well, if you leave, where are they going to turn? To As the World Turns, or The Guiding Light? And they'll get hooked, and where will I be?
Well, you are right. I do add that little dimension that's missing. Put that little spark in the show.
What specifically are you referring to?
Well, darling, sometimes your scripts are just unnatural and your writing gets stale. So I would change a line here or there. I make suggestions to the cast and the crew.
If the cast doesn't say my lines, it's because they have rotten memories.
We can read the cue cards, can't we?
A minute ago, I made you a star, and now you're saying you won my Emmy for me?
Well, I did think you would have at least mentioned me in your acceptance speech.
You have a contract with Footsteps to Happiness, and if you leave, our lawyers are going to drag this through the courts for months.
If they do, I'll get sick. I'll get laryngitis or hepatitis or syphilis. I don't care. I will never work for you again.
Oh, and I'll spread word that you're a silent drinker, and that's why you're off the show. You're right. You'll never work again. Not on a stage, screen, or your local church group.
Oh, Scott, you wouldn't do that, would you? Yes. Yes, you would. Oh, Scott! I can't take any more of these threats and this backbiting and this bitchiness. Oh. I wish I could get out of the theater for good.
It's not a very long trip.
And now I found you have turned on me. My author and my friend. I was so looking forward to our cozy weekend of friendship and love.
We were never going to have a weekend of friendship and love. You followed me up here. I didn't invite you.
Didn't you say you were coming up here all alone for the weekend and raise your eyebrows at me knowingly?
Oh, I also raised my knowing eyebrow at 3 makeup men, 2 wardrobe women, and a director. You don't see them running around these woodland paths in negligees.
Well, from what I hear of our director, it wouldn't surprise me.
You came up here for one thing, and one thing only, Eugene, and that's to get those bandages off Nadine's face. Now suddenly you're offered this series on the coast, and you want to get rid of me. Well, join the club. Oh, I must have gotten leprosy today. Everyone wants to get rid of me. You, Edith, Peter, might as well join a monastery and make some wine.
Edith's leaving you?
Her and Peter are upstairs right now, cutting me up like quiche. I don't see what is so riotously funny. Have you ever done a series, Eugene? Oh, it's great the first few weeks while you're filming it. You get this massive dressing room. Oh, you get your own driver. In fact, you're the golden girl. Oh, and then the show airs, and you're not in the top 10. Oh, that dressing room, no more. Oh, that driver, goodbye. Yes, nothing hurls you into oblivion faster than a bad series. You'll have your wish then. You'll be out of the theater for good.
You are just trying to frighten me.
And I'm succeeding.
Let's say I did stay on the show. What would happen when those bandages came off Nadine's face? And we need something really challenging. I can't keep going the way I have been. I'm in a rut. You're in a rut.
Maybe we deserve each other.
You know, I haven't actually seen the scripts yet for Parachute Woman. My agent has them. He's holed up with that little ingenue who's trying to get on the show, and, well, it is so late.
Yes, he's probably in bed by now.
Oh, Scott, you are terrible.
Phone him anyway. Go on.
You know, I think I will. Business before pleasure. You know, I really don't know what to do.
It seems we're in the same boat.
Yes, and without a rudder, this would be so much easier if at least we liked each other, wouldn't it?
At least we're getting closer to an understanding.
Wait. Do you have a tape recorder hidden around here somewhere? Are you going to use this for some character on the show?
Would I do that?
Damn well that you would.
And I would too if I thought it would play. Parachute woman. She takes those bandages off and takes one look at her withered face and goes insane. She's confined to her house with a nurse. A male nurse, yes! He's homosexual. Great! No, I can't do that. But she'd leave the show for good and I'd be through. Today started off so great and turned so sour. I feel like Job.
Scott, I hate to interrupt you when you're so obviously deep in thought, but there's only $499,995 upstairs. You're $5 short.
I bought some cigarettes. Do you mind?
We'll deduct that from your half.
Edith, what am I gonna do about this show?
Oh, don't worry. You'll still be able to watch it. I'll leave you every last television set. The RCA from the living room, the Magnavox from the bedroom, even the Sony Trinitron that you put up in the bathroom after you came back from Mexico.
I mean the scripts, the storyline. Hajime quit.
She wouldn't do that.
Well, she's offered a series on the coast if she accepts.
Can't you just kill her off in the operating room?
Well, she's the star. The show revolves around her. If I kill her off, I kill 4 points in the ratings.
Is there anything I can do?
Oh, well, you can stand by my side instead of marching up and down those stairs demanding a divorce. Why, I can't think of 2 things at once, so let me think about the show. And then we can get...
I don't believe you. I honestly don't believe you.
Now what have I done?
You're gonna think about the show first? We'll just get around to our lives some other time, huh? Well, I'll tell you what, Scott, I'm not gonna lose my temper.
Good.
But I am gonna lose a husband, which I've already lost on one of the footsteps to happiness.
Oh, wait, what are you talking about? I am the perfect husband. Why, I bring you flowers on Mother's Day. Oh, I never forget our anniversary. I even like your mother.
You're not a husband. You don't pay attention to anyone. Things go in your ears and rattle around in your brain, and then they come out as a printout on your typewriter.
You're being very clever today.
Yeah, and it's time that you start noticing.
I'm noticing.
Well, I'm not gonna lie to you, and I'm not gonna deceive you.
I never thought you would.
Well, I know you were very upset today, so this will make you feel better.
What is this great news?
Peter's your son.
Has everyone gone crazy?
Aren't you relieved to know?
Oh, I'm delighted. I can throw out my worry beads.
Were you worried he wasn't your son?
Edith, I think you ought to see a psychiatrist. Have you been having headaches?
Oh, no. You're not going to do this to me. You've already tried to do it to me once. You already tried to disinherit Peter, too.
Oh, I got some good lines out of it. Wasn't it worth it?
Scott, nothing is worth hurting your fellow man. Don't you believe in human rights? I'll tell you what, if I see one single television antenna on a cloud after I die, I'll know I've died and gone to hell.
Edith, what are you talking about? We're happy. We've always been happy. Don't I provide well for you?
You don't provide yourself.
That's a rotten thing to say.
Oh, it's true. You used to. You used to be an ideal husband, but we lost him somewhere back in Northwestern when you were teaching English composition, and I was serving a tea and sympathy. I wish we were back there. I wish that grad student had never asked you to work on that soap. Then you wouldn't have started writing Footsteps to Happiness, and our lives would have been blown to smithereens. No. Don't interrupt me. I am mad, and I have just gotten started. If you have left Peter and me alone without anyone at the head of the family, quiet! I am not through yet. There are so many Scott Pilgrims we wouldn't recognize the real one. I did stand up. They're all characters. I don't think there is a real Scott anymore, is there? Well, is there? Oh, for once in your life, you have nothing to say. I'm glad there's a moon out tonight so I can see that flabbergasted look on your face.
Oh.
I like it, and I'm going to tell you some more, too. You would Come on, don't stand there. I tried to keep our household pleasure within our means, but I didn't know what our means meant. Don't say a word.
If you ever tell me off like that, my spine will turn to warm jello.
If you deserve it, I'll do it.
Oh, poor Scott. I hate him, but I feel sorry for him.
Oh, you men. You stick together like a peanut butter sandwich.
You don't know all he's been through today. What with the kidnapping and the divorce, and then is Peter a son, or isn't he?
Well?
He is, and he's not really disinheriting him.
Oh, good.
And then there's this money, $500,000 in a bag that they keep dividing.
In cash?
Oh, I've seen it. I felt it. I don't know why they say cold cash. It was very warm and friendly feeling. I liked it.
What is he gonna do with all that money?
He's not running off with Jean, that's for sure. He doesn't even like her, but he respects her. And it's kind of like Pretty Boy Floyd and, well, Al Capone.
You heard a lot in there.
Scott's life is falling apart.
What about poor Edith?
She wants out and she's getting it.
She doesn't want out.
Believe me, after all she's said and done today, she's quitting.
There is one thing she hasn't done.
Which is what?
She hasn't left. She's in there talking to him. Walter, she's trying to save her marriage.
She has an odd way of going about it.
She's making him beg for forgiveness.
For what? For providing a good living for them?
She just wants a balance between the personal life and his success. That is one confused man out there.
Just wait until he sees me. Then he'll know why he hasn't understood anything from the kidnapping to... Wait a second. Yes, that explains everything. Oh, but if I faced him with it, then... Oh my God!
What?
I'm not wearing my glasses, but either he's coming up the garden path or there really is a Bigfoot.
That's Scott, all right? Now you can meet him.
No! I have to think this through. I have to be sure of my facts. In here!
Walter, no. You have to face him sooner or later.
Then make it later.
Walter!
I'll come out when I've got this thing figured out.
You can't keep hiding in there like Dracula. You can meet him now. You know you're the happy one. Who knows? Maybe you'll get along fabulously. Maybe blood is thicker than water. Let's get this over with so we can leave. You and I, we have plans. The Copley Plaza is waiting. Let's get this over with so we can go to Boston together.
You're taking that window seat to Boston?
Oh, I just need some refinishing.
It's the full moon. Everyone is out of their mind.
I'm just a little confused.
Don't tell me I'm confused. Why, I walk in here today and you call me darling and force me to read Ode to a Grecian Urn, and then I black out and wake up in that window seat and then... You're right. I am confused.
Perhaps I can help. I am Dr. Kyle Baxter, a psychiatrist from Boston.
You're back at this again. You're taking it to the twilight zone.
I was put here to help you. I am a practicing psychiatrist.
Well, at this point, I believe in the Tooth Fairy.
There's a time where it is important to believe in the Tooth Fairy and the Easter Bunny. But there's also a time where it is important to grow up. Mr. Pilby, you're about to grow up.
I've already grown up. I passed puberty before I could spell it.
I'm talking about mental maturity. Mr. Pilby, I want you to look in that window seat.
And that will mature me.
Why not? I'm the only person in this house you can trust. Is it going to hurt you to open that lid?
All right. I will look in the window seat. There. I have looked in the window seat.
And what did you see?
Myself. I am in the window. No, I'm right here. Oh my God, it's what's his name?
Mental blackout. You want to forget his name.
Walter. His name is Walter. I know because my father was reading Ivanhoe when my mother was in labor. So he was born first, so he was Walter and I'm Scott. But what's he doing here?
He is dead. He has withdrawn. He'll join us when he chooses.
How long has he been here?
Well, when you were out there getting kidnapped, he was up here. And when you were passed out in the window seat, he was you.
Who?
Your wife, your son, that depraved actress, everyone except the sheriff and I.
So he's the one who botched up my life today. I might have known.
You did the botching yourself. Walter only saw the results.
What is he doing here?
He's come to face up to you, and then we're going to get married.
You deserve better. He is a lout.
Wasn't it you that always took advantage of him when you were younger?
Oh, I took advantage of my opportunities, but that's just being clever. He went out of his way to be rotten.
In what way?
Oh, the last and the worst was Sissy Latham.
What happened?
Oh. He took her to a weekend of skiing, and actually it was me who took her. But after that, he goes in, tells her who I am, and then he goes into the local florist, orders 1 dozen red roses to be sent to her every day in perpetuity in my name.
So you paid. He didn't tell me that.
I had to break up with Sissy. She was costing me a fortune.
Mr. Pilbeam, Scott, I know Walter very well, and he only has minor problems. But you, sir, you have one of a hell of a mixed up life.
Doesn't a psychiatrist have a more technical phrase than one hell of a?
Perhaps if we talked, I could help. First, what is your biggest worry?
Well, how much are charging?
This is on the cuff. If I feel like you can be helped, I'll refer you to one of my friends in the city. Now, have you faced the fact that your wife wants a divorce?
How can she? I love her. Everyone knows I treat her magnificently.
Peter doesn't. He has psychologically disowned you by saying you're not his father.
He said that.
A few hours ago to Walter, whom he thought was you. I know you've had a bit of a strain today, whether you were or were not kidnapped. Both can cause trauma.
I was kidnapped, but I escaped with a bit of cunning reminiscent of the Hardy Boys.
Please spare me the details. I've had an exhausting day.
Oh, it was terrifying. I was shoved into the trunk of a car. I took my sweater cuff and I slid it underneath the latch of the trunk. Why? Then when we got to the highway phone, I slipped out. I came back here, got into that window seat, which seems to be an exclusive property of the Pilbeam twins. And after a day like that, you want to analyze my innermost thoughts and sexual aberrations while I lie on the sofa and... that does it. That breaks this camel's back. Dr. Baxter, wake up.
Walter!
No, I'm Scott. Wake up.
Is it time to put the coffee on?
It is time for you to wake up.
Good morning, Walter.
Whoa.
What are you doing?
He's kissing you.
No, she's trying to kiss me. There's been some confusion here. Edith, this is my doctor.
She's also my cook.
It's true. I am Dr. Baxter, a psychiatrist.
You make house calls.
It's true. She's a psychiatrist from Boston.
Psychiatrists don't get on couches.
They do when they're exhausted. I'm too tired to explain. Mrs. Pilbeam, would you believe me if I told you I was engaged to your husband's brother?
I would not.
I didn't think so.
He doesn't have a brother.
But I do.
But he does. He has an identical twin brother that is now in that window seat.
No, he doesn't have a brother, a twin or otherwise.
I tell you, my twin brother Walter is in this window seat.
And I tell you he's not.
Edith, why don't you settle this and take a look in the window seat?
I have absolutely no intention of doing any such thing.
Well, if you look in the window seat and he's not there, well, you can have the $500,000, a divorce, custody of Peter, and I'll shut up.
Oh, to have you shut up, I would look at the head of Medusa.
But if he is there, then you shut up and let me talk.
Deal. Talk.
Edith, you are sitting on your brother. Quiet. I do have a twin brother. We never liked each other, so it was mutually decided that we would never speak to each other again after our parents' funeral. There. That's the truth. Plain and simple. Go ahead, talk.
I don't believe you.
Then what is that in there?
Well, if he's alive, why doesn't he do something lively?
When he decides what to do, he'll come out of there. Walter, please come out of there.
But Scott, he is the image of you. If you hadn't have told me, I wouldn't have known. And wait a minute. Was he you earlier today when
Yes, evidently he was me when I was kidnapped, but...
there was a kidnapping?
I miscounted. The $500,000 is there. Come to bed, Mother. Don't talk to him anymore.
Peter, darling, would you like a series of small shocks or one big nitrogen bomb?
Well, after today, I think I can handle anything.
How's this for starters? May I introduce Dr. Kyle Baxter, a prominent psychiatrist from Boston. And this is your Uncle Walter.
I'm going to marry him.
I bet.
have different personalities.
The uncle's bound to be better than the original. Nobody would know the wiser. My lips are sealed.
Is he a writer?
Most definitely.
No, I want no more writers for husbands.
He writes travel books. Rome and Athens on 97.50 a day.
Vienna! I have his Vienna. But it's written by a Walter Bean.
That's him. He dropped the first syllable of his last name. He said Scott was the pill and he was the bean.
Never did have a good sense of humor.
You see, Peter, your father really was kidnapped.
But I escaped.
I'm going to take charge of this situation. I'm the only one trained to do so. I'm going to get Walter up on his feet, and we will have the final showdown.
Like at high noon, they're gonna face each other at 10 paces.
Walter, you get out of there!
Oh, I know him. He found out everything about me when he was me. What? He'll gloat triumphantly. I'm getting out of here.
Oh, no, you don't.
I want to be anywhere but here. I return to the mother's womb. I'll be there too. Oh, I want to go away from everyone. Him, you. I don't want to see anyone again. Ever.
Well, having twins is hereditary. I'm going to get a vasectomy.
Scott, you come out of there!
That's no way to handle a highly emotional person.
Oh, by all means, doctor, you deal with it.
Scott, you come out of there!
Very well said. When can I have an appointment?
I have it.
You sound exactly like Scott.
I definitely know who engineered the kidnapping. I am a genius.
Hi, Walter. I'm your sister-in-law, Edith. This is your nephew, Peter. But I suppose you already know that from earlier today when I...
Walter, who engineered the kidnapping?
Oh, well, how did the kidnapper know to ask for precisely $500,000? The only person who knew that money was there was Scott. Therefore, he kidnapped himself.
Why? It was his own money anyway.
I'm going to find out why and right now.
He's in there.
He won't come out until 3 o'clock tomorrow until when Footsteps to Happiness is on.
Scott, this is Walter. I know you kidnapped yourself. Come on out. Come on, Scott.
Oh, he must feel terrible.
Now,
Bargain with them. That's what I do with my patients.
Scott, this is Walter. Scott, we can talk alone. Open the door. Just open the door.
He's coming out.
I don't think so.
I'm going in. Long time no see, Scott.
Does, either of them have a gun?
This is exactly historic.
I'm worried. What's going to happen to Scott?
Do you care?
Of course I care. This is my husband.
I can't believe he didn't tell you he was a twin.
Must have slipped his mind.
Oh, psychologically, he made himself believe your father was dead.
Peter, think about it. It does start to make sense. Think about all the photo albums from when your father was a child. They were all incomplete. There were none of the regular posed family photographs of the 3, well, it would have been 4 of them.
Yeah, no newspaper clippings. Mr. and Mrs. Pilbeam and their 2 sons. Nothing like that.
You know how much he loves to see his name in print.
Oh, he saves every article about his show like he's Moses with his tablets.
Walter blurted it out right away. I think I got the good twin, Edith.
That's because you just think that Scott is a weak, miserly, petty man.
He is.
But he is also thoughtful and kind and loving when he's not caught up writing a soap opera.
He writes it 5 days a week, Mother.
And thinks about it on the weekends. But I have 25 years of memories with him, and most of them are happy. It has to be worth something.
Edith, even if our men still end up hating each other, I hope we can be friends.
Only if you tattoo Walter so I can tell them apart. If I think of all the things that could...
I have something to say.
Walter didn't hit you, did he?
No.
Did Scott talk to you?
Yes.
Wait a minute. Do you women know who you're talking
It's
Walter.
What are you?
I am one of the Pilbeam twins. We have something to say.
Why doesn't the other of you come out?
Oh, well, it was decided that I am the better spokesman, and so the other one is in hiding.
Then he is a coward. You're Uncle Walter.
Will you shut up?
No, you're
What have you both to say?
Oh, we admit Scott Pilbeam kidnapped himself. He, or I, shipped you, Edith, off to Vienna, raised a knowing eyebrow at Jean so she'd come rushing down to be a witness, and the maid was to be phoned. And would tell Jean about the kidnapping and where to leave the ransom, after which Scott would be returned safely. Simple.
What? Wait. It was his own money anyway. That's stupid.
Don't you understand what Scott would be getting? What? A $500,000 tax deduction.
Because he could claim it as a business expense.
And you would still have the money from the attaché case.
Which would be taken to Zurich and put into a Swiss bank account and a surprise rendezvous with Edith. Oh, except you had gone and spoiled the surprise.
So, you mean you, or Scott, were doing this for me?
Well, see, that's the other part of what we have to say. You see,
Yes?
I can't continue. Someone will be back.
That was Walter.
That was Scott. Isn't it wonderful? Jean was not here as a mistress, just a witness.
But Dad's cheating on the government.
Well, everybody cheats on the government, but not everybody cheats on their wife.
According to what I hear in my office, that point is debatable.
To continue.
Which one are you?
It doesn't matter.
I can tell Walter anywhere.
And I know Scott. You're Scott.
Edith, I've been a fool.
No, you're Walter.
You thought that Scott was having an affair with Pajit. But they don't even like each other, and there's a witness to prove it. Walter was lying in this window seat, and he overheard Scott and Pajit talking.
Scott, why don't you just say so?
Hush, Edith. This is incredible. A case of sibling cooperation.
We both think you should go ahead and file for a divorce.
Oh, so you're both decided about that?
Yes, we just want to court you, like in the good old days. Take you out for dinner, dancing, the theater, even for weekends. Just the two of us.
Huh. But how will I know that it will be Scott and not Walter?
Oh, just give us a chance to find each other as we walk into the shadow years.
That's Dad. He sounds like a soap opera.
I'll get on my knees.
I like.
Oh, the joints creak, but I made it.
Take it, Edith. Once they're on their knees, you've won.
On one condition.
Which is?
Peter comes with us.
Murder.
There's no use fighting the people we used to be. What we are is a family, right?
Agreed.
But how will I know that Scott will agree?
Oh, I'm Scott.
Well, but are you sure? How will I know
Okay,
for sure?
I'll go in there and I'll tell them the good news and we'll come out together.
No, you don't. You'll go back in there and mix yourselves up again. We want to know which one you are, right, Edith?
I'd like to know for sure.
I know how.
How?
Like this. It's Walter.
Let me try.
I'm not trying.
Glasses. Walter wears glasses and Scott doesn't.
It doesn't matter who I am.
Kyle, you're a genius. I think these Mark Twain speak for yourself scenes. Here, read from this. How appropriate. Invictus.
Go on, read.
If you're Scott, you'll whiz right through that.
All right. Invictus by William Ernest Henley. Out of the night that covers me, black as the pit pole from pole, I thank whatever gods may be for my unconquerable soul.
It's Scott.
In the
It's
clutch of
about pauses.
circumstance, I have not winced
So
or cried
sure.
aloud. Under the bludgeonings of chance, my head is bloody but unbowed.
Yeah, I'm not
Beyond
trying.
the place of scorn and tears looms but the horror of the shade, and yet the menace of the years shall find me unafraid. Shall I go on?
If you're you, I like to hear you read.
Go on.
It matters not how straight the gate, how charged with punishments the scroll. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. How about the charge of the light brigade or Casey at the bat?
I give up. It's Scott.
Thanks.
And thank you, Walter, for being such a kind brother-in-law.
No, I'm Scott. Your
No,
husband.
no. The line is of wrath and tears, not scorn and tears.
How could you possibly know that?
We all had to memorize it in 11th grade English. It was in a red book about like this, had other poems in it too. One was by Louis Untermeyer.
Nobody can remember it that long.
Oh no! Black is the pit that covers my
All right, all right. I am Walter. I can see. But it was Scott. He came out here first. He's the one who spoke about the kidnapping. Can't you believe in him?
Well, I believe you, but I'm married to him.
Scott, we're at an impasse out here. Nothing.
He must feel terrible. Maybe I should go talk to him. No, maybe I shouldn't.
Now what should we do?
Does anybody know what's on the Late Show?
Oh, I'm starved. Kyle, will you scramble me some eggs, please?
Not at a moment like this. You're only psychologically hungry anyway.
I'm physically starved. All I have is saltines and milk. Never mind. I'll make it myself. I hope there's loads of garlic in there.
Oh, Kyle, you're lucky. You got the one that can cook.
How else do you think I can live on $97.50 a day?
I'm used to split personalities, but not in different people.
Hey, if you get the Amontillado, I'll get the bricks.
I'm sure he just. I just don't know what to do. What are we gonna do with that poor man? I think we should be able to advise us.
Hey, we could take that $500,000 and have one hell of a game of Monopoly.
Scott!
Where's Walter?
He's in the kitchen scrambling eggs.
Where are you going?
To pack.
It's the middle of the night. Where are you going to stay?
I'll sleep in the sailboat like Captain Bligh after the mutiny.
No one has turned against you, dear.
It's been repeatedly pointed out to me today that I'm a rotten husband, and a rotten father, and a rotten person. Well, isn't anyone going to deny it?
I'll deny it.
You don't know me. You just met me. I guess I have changed. But I always thought I was doing everything for us, for the family. No, I didn't. I became terribly conceited, didn't I? And then when the chips were down, I couldn't even speak for myself. I had chickened out and had Walter do it for me. And I'm supposed to be a writer.
An Emmy award-winning writer.
But I couldn't come out here and apologize for what I've done. I couldn't stand up and admit that I'm the unhappiest writer in the Authors League because I won my Emmy and lost my family. What kind of a man can't humble himself enough to admit when he's wrong? What kind of a man when success becomes so time-consuming that he loses touch of the realities of life? You are my reality, Edith. You and you, Peter. But can I say that? No. I write it every day, but I just can't say it.
But you just did.
Did what?
Said it.
I did, didn't I?
It sounded better than your scripts. Perhaps you shouldn't do second drafts.
Scott, I need to speak with you. Excuse me, everybody, whatever you're talking about is far more important.
Suchi, after you go and look in the kitchen.
Oh, if you're playing charades, I don't want to be it. I need to.
After you go there, in the kitchen.
Oh, I don't go in kitchens.
Go!
Come on, Eugene. It's the room, the ice.
Ever since Waterloo, I believed in complete honesty.
You're doing some trick with the mirrors or something.
That's my twin brother, Walter.
You never told me you had a twin.
I don't tell you everything.
You look a little pale, dear. Peter, get our brandy.
Double, please.
I hear we're losing you to the coast.
Well, that really depends on your husband here. All right, I spoke with my agent, and the scripts, well, they're terrible. But it would give you 13 weeks primetime exposure. And on the coast, I would meet people and make a whole new set of contacts.
Oh, I bet you would.
But if I knew something, oh, thank you, dear, really challenging was going to happen once those bandages came off my face, chances on the coast, and I cannot do both.
It's too bad you're not the twins instead of me.
But she's going to be.
I'm going to be?
Yes, Scott was telling me all about it tonight. After the big unveiling, there is your gorgeous uplifted face. But then, who should come to visit but your long-lost sister, Darlene.
Darlene? Yes, she's so different. She's been through hell and she looks it. Why, it's an acting tour de force.
Dare I hope for an Emmy?
Oh, it's in the bag. I guarantee you'll be on the cover of TV Guide.
Let's all raise a glass to Scott, who will write parts for the two greatest living actresses, who are both me.
You all been hornswoggling me.
Sheriff, you have a thing to say.
I've just been in the kitchen seeing Toby Man. There's another one standing right here.
Sheriff, they know all about the twins.
What with the kidnapping?
That's a case of mistaken identity.
Oh, but the phone call wasn't just a...
I must have misunderstood the phone call.
Hey, Brandy, Sheriff Country.
What mind if I do?
You saved me. We're collaborators.
Isn't it nice to do things together?
Sheriff, how would you feel if I were a twin?
You too.
Well, I'm glad to be.
How's that?
And I'm going into the kitchen with Walter to scramble me some eggs. I didn't have any dinner, you know.
What a fine idea. Togetherness.
I hope he's gotten over his fetish for garlic. Of course he has, hasn't he, Kyle?
Yes.
It was just a childish whim.
I'm not sure what's going on around here, but let me get your autograph before it does.
I better go in there.
No, let them find their own meeting ground alone.
Ah! Scott threw my eggs in my garbage disposal.
Walter, he's still mentally insecure.
Edith, I came to apologize.
What, Walter?
For what I'm about to do to your husband! My God!
Well, you know, one of them gets disfigured. Well, at least we'll be able to tell apart.
He hit me! Oh, your fiance. He threw my eggs on the floor and hit me with the frying pan.
I didn't know he had such a belligerent streak.
Hand me that book of his.
What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna hit him over the head and tear it page by page.
Dad,
And you're gonna clear up that mess on the floor!
Oh my.
I'm sorry. Maybe I shouldn't have suggested we come here today.
Oh, no. This is the most fun we've had since I was a kid.
Finally see what's